I've had 6 gamma knife treatments in total, and they've treated 56 brain tumors. A month after I graduated high school, I was diagnosed with stage 4 melanoma when they found 5 brain mets, as well as they found out that it had spread to my liver, lungs, lymph nodes, and bones.
She had a small mole that was removed 8 months prior, and she was told that it was melanoma, but we didn't have any indication that that was going to change our lives like it did.
For about 2 weeks, I was experiencing extreme bone pain. I felt like I had like a really, really bad flu that I couldn't get rid of. I lost feeling in my jaw, having bad headaches, just kind of overall feeling really, really down, and I couldn't get rid of it.
She came into our room about 1 a.m. in the morning and woke my husband and I up and said, I can't deal with this pain anymore. It's just too much. And I said, pack your stuff. We're just going to go to the ER. We were really so shocked when we went to the ER to find out that it was stage 4 melanoma.
We wanted to make sure I was receiving the best care possible. I remember having a conversation with Robin. She told me, if you were my daughter, I wouldn't trust anybody but Dr. Breeze.
McKenna has malignant melanoma that's known to be metastatic to the brain. And so I've been working with her for several years now.
So initially I started doing immunotherapy to treat the melanoma, and the gamma knife was also that same week of my first week of treatment to eliminate the brain tumors.
We've had to treat a number of metastases in her brain. She's getting a variety of different systemic treatments to deal with the disease in her body. The gamma knife has proved to be the most efficient and safest way to deal with her metastases. And in some cases, it's been the systemic therapies that she's been getting that have dealt with some of the tumor in the brain. With the gamma knife, some people find having the frame attached, it's uncomfortable for a few moments while you're attaching it. We give them medication, try to numb up the skin, relax them with some intravenous medication, and it's all over in 5 minutes.
Going into it, I didn't really know what to expect. The only painful part about the head frame for me is getting the lidocaine shots. They put 2 lidocaine shots here and here. When they begin to put the head frame on, all you really feel is maybe a little bit of pricking, but just an intense pressure in the front and the back of your head. There's really not much discomfort at all. It really is like being in for a scan. Usually I feel a little bit down for the next day or so. Just you're tired, you're kind of lethargic, but I recover usually within that week and I'm back to normal. Out of the 56 brain tumors that I've had treated by gamma knife, there's been 2 tumors that have given me a little trouble, and Dr. Breeze had to go in and perform 2 craniotomies. Both surgeries were about 4 hours long, and the recovery process was a lot longer. I was in the hospital for about 4 days. Something that towards the beginning of my journey, God really laid on my heart to do was start a blog. It was completely personal. My thoughts, my emotions, kind of what I was going through, kind of a way for me to process a lot of what was going on in my life. I typically try to write very encouraging, positive things, but I write a lot of things that encourage myself, in the midst of me going through the hard days, in the midst of me, struggling through the grief and the suffering of all that this involves. It's been really, really interesting to see, just what's come of that. I still am fighting the melanoma, but it has gotten better in my liver and my lungs and my bones, my lymph nodes. So I've seen a lot of recovery there. I'm still seeing progression in my brain, but I have gamma knife to help me out when I'm stuck in a position where I do have more mets. When I was first diagnosed, I had a choice to make. I could choose fear, I could choose bitterness, I could choose not to accept my circumstances, or I could choose the idea that possibly there's a greater hope to all of this. There's good that can come from this in my life. If I were to tell someone anything, that's going through this, is There is so much hope and joy and peace that is found amidst the suffering. And it seems like the scariest thing in the world. It's huge news, that's life-changing news, but from personal experience, someone who's had 56 brain mets, I want someone to know that there is treatment options available. You will get through this, and it is not going to be the end of the world.